Welcome. This video will be dedicated to exploring Velia. This is the next town you are most likely going to discover after the Western Guard camp, which we explored in my previous video. After visiting the camp, stone chamber, and killing a few tree spirits, you will receive a quest to talk to someone called Uno. We meet him here in front of the Imp Cave. He's been tracking stories about creatures using black power. The black spirit then appears to us to tell us he may know more about one such creature, a huge imp. So let's get a move on and kill this big imp boy. After beating the huge imp called Red Nose, the black spirit appears to us again. He gives us a gift of increased inventory capacity. Very nice. He then gives us some more advice, saying we need to fight some goblins, but we're not quite strong enough yet. Therefore, we should head into the nearest town, Velia. Before I get into a little background information on the town, I just want to let you know that getting to the location I'm at was no easy feat. I had to fly here from the roof of a building way back here on the hill. Here on TramTV, we bring you the best and most aesthetic views, and therefore I decided that this spell tower of Velia would be the perfect place to do just that. Situated in eastern Balanos, Velia is a town right on the coast. It is known for its peaceful and laid-back lifestyle. Despite looking like a fishing village, it is actually more focused on agriculture. As a small port town in the past, it was hoped that Velia would grow into a prosperous harbour city. However, after several failures to launch the project, the town settled for being surrounded by farms. A reason that may have contributed to this is the fact that Balanos Bay is quite shallow and only smaller boats can navigate it. Evidence of the project's failure to take off can be seen looking at the shipyard, the production of which was halted due to a lack of funds. The incomplete building now serves as a storage house for the town. Velia's most famous export product is wine produced by Idaten, a demi-beast resident. And until recently, the local farmers have been troubled by wild animals mutated by black energy. Now, who can we find in this town? Let's start with the merchant NPCs. Velia has two general goods vendors, and they are in fact sisters, Eileen and Clarence, found here and here on the map. Where can you repair your gear? You'll want to head to the blacksmith, Trannan Underfoe, or the arms dealer Alfredo. Alrighty, what if you're wanting new gear or to buy foods to keep you buffed up? Wowee, do I have the guy for you? Sheil here, the marketplace director, can hook you up. Maybe you're running out of inventory space and need to unload. Ernil, the storage keeper here, is the guy, or demi-beast, you need to speak to. Looking to recover your mount or perhaps buy a new one? You'll want to head to Lorenzo, the stable manager here in Velia. If you want to get into gathering or life skill stuff, Zaira is the one you want to speak to. From her, gathering tools can be acquired. If you don't feel like gathering things yourself, maybe hiring workers will be more your thing. If so, you can speak with the work manager, Santo Manzi. Or maybe you're just looking to buy some nice furniture to spruce up your new residence. Silas, the furniture vendor, may have a few things you didn't even know you needed. Next to him is Marcella, the jeweler who sells a few magic crystals. Creo, the sea otter, can be found next to the storage keeper, and he sells a bunch of fishing related items. We can also find our boy Tatros here in Velia. We met him briefly back in Olvia and heard more about him from the soldiers at Western Guard camp, but here in Velia he acts as a skill instructor. That covers most of the main merchant NPCs here in Velia. There are many others named and unnamed we can talk to, such as trade managers, wharf managers, the town drunk, and Chef David Finto, whose kitchen I've been banned from ever since I made the Velia ASMR video.
NANI?!
Get out of my kitchen.
One important person you should know about is the night vendor, Padrigio. He appears in a building close to where Alliston stands between the hours of 10 PM and 7 AM. For the cost of 50 energy, you can see what he has available from the black market. There's a chance of getting some really good items from him. You still have to buy them though, and the price ranges from less expensive than market price to way more expensive than market price. One of the first people we will meet in Velia is the alchemist, Alliston, who the Black Spirit tells us to speak with. He is an alchemist from Calphion, specializing in black crystals. It turns out he's the father of both general goods vendors here too. I'd like to add that if you ever hang around in the Lunar Halo Inn, you can overhear a conversation where some guy comments about how nice his daughters are.
I don't know about anything else, but Alluston sure does have charming daughters.
Wowee. Don't know about you guys, but I ain't gonna stand for any of these drunkards getting ideas about being with Alliston's fine daughters. Luckily there's a way we can kind of resolve this situation. I don't know if Chlorines is spoken for, but I sure ain't gonna let any drunkard getting anywhere near Eileen. Talking to Eileen, we actually have the option to give her gifts. Taking a look at her favourite things, we see one of the things she desires most is a magic crystal of Crimson Flame. Wasting no time, get it straight to the market and buy as many of those suckers as we can. Checking our amity levels, we see it's high, but not high enough. Racing back to the market, we must buy more magic crystals. If we don't have enough money, we can sell our other valuables to acquire more silver. After stocking up again on crystals, we can rush back to Eileen before anyone else gets the same idea. We can present her with the crystals and confess our love to her. She's surprised at first. She says she isn't very good looking, not as much as her sister anyway, but we all know that's a massive lie. Her alchemy may not be as good, but it doesn't even matter. She says we'll have to give her time to think about things before she gives her response, and so reluctantly we can leave her to continue our exploration of Velia. Alliston is a character we can encounter in a variety of places in the game, and also one who has played an important part in recent events in the world. This video is only focused on Velia, so I won't go into great detail. I will say that Alliston may have a bit of a dark past. There is evidence that his actions have led to the effective death of an innocent child. It doesn't stop there, however. Said child is now mutilated and harvested daily in the state he is now trapped in. Now if you're interested in this story, or want to know more, I'd be happy to cover it in a dedicated video. Just leave a comment. Another important person in Velia is Igor Bartali, who is the chief of both Olvia and Velia. He's a generous dude, and sometimes offers free lodging and food to travellers, as he used to be one in his youth. Daydreaming about his past is something he does often, and is a trait his wife doesn't seem to like too much. Igor's granddaughter, Emma Bartali, is most likely to succeed him. Emma has been having troubles of her own lately. She suffers from nightmares caused by the black energy, an affliction that seems to be hereditary in her family. Alliston gave her a necklace which has suppressed some of the nightmares. Velia has some interesting locations and buildings. The town chapel is on the hill overlooking the rest of the town. Taking a peek inside, we can see a service in session. Further south from that is the Bartali Ossuary, a mausoleum in which all of Bartali's ancestors are buried. It appears to be damaged though, and sections have collapsed. Inside are many coffins and skeletons, as well as statues. Exploring this location and interacting with different objects will grant us a few knowledge entries. Back in town, we can find a training yard with lots of dummies. It is here young men are trained and where soldiers can hone their skills before deployment to the Western Guard camp and surrounding areas. Many of Velia's young men have been deployed there. To the north, up on the cliff, is Kron Castle, or what remains of the castle, but that's a story for another time. Hopefully I'll cover it in a dedicated video. With that, we bring our exploration of Velia to a close. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, I'd really appreciate it if you liked or subscribed. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. As always, my notes for this video were compiled from a variety of sources, in-game and external. The external ones I'll link to in the description below if you're interested. See you guys in the next one.